Assalamu alaikum dear students. Today we are going to learn how to make present and definite tense in this fourth lesson about tenses. And as you know, last time we talked about present and definite tense. We talked about the usage of present and definite tense, and today we are going to talk about how to make present and definite tense. As we promised, and let me remind you that we are going to talk about how to make a tense and how to use a tense. So in the previous lecture we talked about when or how to use present and definite tense, and here we are going to talk about how to make or about the structure of present indefinite tense, which is so simple, but a little bit complicated if you compare this tense with rest of the tenses. But I guarantee you, if you understand how to make this tense, it will become easy for you to understand and to use rest of the tenses. And as I told you in the previous lecture, this is the most important tense. So let's get started. So here we have different pronouns like he, she, it, singular noun, I, you, we, and they. But today we are going to talk about only half of these: he, she, it, and singular noun, and we will talk about how to make positive sentences with these pronouns. So here I have listed these pronouns: he, she, it, and singular noun. Singular noun can be anything. It can be Ali, it can be a room, it can be a teacher, it can be a dog, it can be anything, a picture. So this is Ali. So if we will have any of these pronouns, we will always use first form of verb. First form of verb, and we will add. You can see this sign of addition, plus, and we will add s-es or i-e-s at the end of first form of the verb. But it depends whether to use s-es or i-e-s. It depends on the verb. And we are going to talk about when to use s, when to use es, or when to use i-e-s. And after addition of s, es or i-e-s, we will add the object at the end of the sentence. So, for example, here is a sentence: he eats an apple. He eats an apple. So here, if we understand, or if we try to understand each part of this sentence, the first part is the subject of the sentence. So he is the subject, this is the pronoun, and here comes the verb. And as we talked about it, here it is he, and now this is first form of the verb. And here we talked about this addition of s, es or ies. So here, and you can see this addition of s, this with first form of the verb. The second and third form of the eat, at, eaten. So this is, we did not use the second form of the verb, we did not use the third form of the verb or ing form of the verb. We used first form of the verb, and with this first form of the verb, we added s. So, and here comes the object of the sentence. So this is the whole sentence, and a sentence will always end with a period, with a full stop. So now this is a complete sentence. We started this complete sentence with capital letter. You have to start every sentence with a capital letter, and you have to end every sentence with a full stop or sign of exclamation or question mark or something. It depends on the sentence once again. So let's write there are few more examples of present indefinite tense. For example, she calls me, and you might see this addition of s here once again, okay? And this addition of s makes this sentence present indefinite tense. Without this s, it will not be considered as present indefinite tense. It will not be any tense. It will not be present, it will not be past, it will not be continuous, it will be nothing. So if you have she, if you have he, if you have it, Ali, in the start of the sentence or as a subject of the sentence, you have to add s, es or ies with the first form of the verb. We checked it here, and here you can see once again. So let's move towards the second sentence. It breaks the wall. So what is it? This is it, and you can see it's s here once again. It breaks the wall. So this addition of s makes it a present indefinite tense once again. So, and now here comes Ali, singular noun, and Ali sings a song. Ali sings a song. So here you can see the addition of S once again. Juice tastes well. And once again, Ali, this is singular noun, juice, singular noun. In the same way, here we have a singular noun once again. The teacher. The teachers teaches us. And you see, this is singular noun, and here it comes the verb. But with this verb, we have added this S. And this addition of this S makes it present indefinite tense. Without this, as I have reminded you or told you earlier, that without this S, it will not be considered any tense. It will be just few words written randomly. And now once again we have singular noun. So cow gives milk. And what is it? Give. And what is it? First form of the verb. First form of the verb, and here we have this S with this, and here is the object of this sentence. So cow gives milk. So this is how we make positive sentences of present indefinite tense with the addition of S, ES or IES. I didn't talk about ES or IES because I am going to tell you here how to add S, ES or IES. You need to understand it, and you need to understand these additions very well, because most of the students I have observed, most of the students on in metric, in FSC level, even in master level, I have observed them making this mistake. They are not aware of adding these or making these changes, and if you don't know these changes, you will not be able to write a good, grammatically correct sentence in English. So addition of S, ES or IES. Let's talk about it, and then I will tell you about how to add S, ES or IES. So if you will have a hissing sound at the end of the verb, hissing sound, like for example, look at this X, hissing, this hissing sound. This ch, this is also, and sh, and this s, and this O as well. So if you will have any of these at the end of the verb, you will add ES with these verbs. So let's talk about all of these individually. So if you will have X at the end of the verb, relax, it is a verb. It is a verb, and you may see this X at the end. And if you will have X at the end of a verb, what do you have to do? You have to add ES at the end. Do add it. Do add ES. Just addition of S will not help you. It will be a mistake. If you will have X at the end of the verb, you have to add ES. In the same way, mix. Mix is also a verb, and you have this X at the end. So what do you have to do? You have to add ES. And this is the correct way. This is the correct way. And here once again, fix. Fix is also a verb. Fix it for me. So, fix, and you can see X at the end of the verb. So, what do you have to do? Once again, ES at the end. So, let's move toward the second condition, and which is ch sound. Ch. And you can see CH. CH here. CH here. And with, for example, teach, preach, and cage. If you will have any of these verbs or verbs like this ending with CH, okay, what do you have to do? You have to add ES at the end. You have to add ES. So look at this, SH. Shh. This was ch, and this is sh. So if you will have this SH at the end of a verb, for example, finish, perish. So what do you have to do? ES. Simply add ES. Don't add just S like these verbs. This is a different condition. You have to add ES at the end if you want to use these verbs in present indefinite tense with he, it, or singular noun. Sometimes you may have double S at the end of the verb. If you will have, so what do you have to do? You have to do, once again, ES. So look at this case. So if you will use this as a verb in the sentence, so use it, add ES at the end, like miss, misses, and blesses. I hope you understand this. And here comes O. if you will have O at the end of the verb, what do you have to do? You have to add es. So go, goes, do, does. We are going to use does here in the coming lecture. So I hope you understand this, when to use es at the end of the verb. So I talked about just this part here, like calls, prays, sings, tastes, teaches, or gives. And in the same way, we talked about this part here, in which we use es at the end of the verb. And I told you the conditions in which we use es with the verb in the sentence. So here we have another category of verbs ending in y. So we are going to talk about this part now. If you will have a verb ending with y, but if you will have a consonant before a y, do you know the consonant sounds? Consonant sounds, when the air comes out of our lungs, we stop it. For example, B, P, T, G, there are many. Okay, if you will have any of these before this y, if you will have any of these consonant sounds before y, what do you have to do? You have to drop this y and you have to add ies like this. And here, this is how you have to write it. Fly, flies. What did we do? We dropped this y. We dropped it. And instead of writing this y, what did we add? We added this I. And this is what you have to do in this case. And for better understanding, let's check the second example, and which is try. Once again, what sound is this? This is consonant, and this is consonant, and it ends with y. So what did we do? What did we do here? We did it like we dropped this y and we added this I. And here, this is how we write this try. Tries. He tries it. She tries it. No, not I. This is he, she, it, okay. And now here comes the carry. And once again, it's the last letter is y, and before this y there is r. And once again, what do you have to do? Tell me, what should I do? Okay, you're right. I have to drop this y and I have to add this I and then yes. And this is how I will write it. Carries. She carries the burden. He carries the books. And here comes another problem, not a problem, a condition we can say of the same type, like the verbs ending with y. Okay, so vowel. You can see this is consonant, this is consonant, this is consonant, but don't you see a difference here? All A, E, I. We have vowel before this y. A, and A once again. So if you will have a vowel before y in a verb, and if you want to add s with it, what do you have to do? You do not need to drop this y. You do not. Dropping this y is not the option. You do not need to drop this. You have to simply add this s. Simply add s. Don't drop y and don't put this ies. Simply add s. Like say, we are not going to drop anything. Why? Because before this y we do not have consonant sound. We have a vowel. It may be a, e, I, o, u. If you will have any of these before this y, what do you have to do? You simply need to add s, like say, says, pray, prays, and pays. This is how we have to add s, es, or ies. I hope you understand this part. So this is how we make sentences of present indefinite tense. I hope there is no more problem, and in the coming lecture, inshallah, we will talk about these remaining, like we will talk about how to make negative, then interrogative, and then sentences with WH words, and then we will move to words I, you, we, and they. And we are going to spend a little bit time on this, because this tense is really important. If you understand this, I've told you this earlier, if you understand this, English language is not going to be a problem for you. See you in the next class. Bye for now.